I honestly feel like I haven't done one of these like walking in the backyard videos in a while. But it was time. It was time to make a new video in the backyard. I retired my trusty Sony ZV-1, the OG Sony ZV-1, after all these years. I think I bought it back in like 2020. And here it is, the end of like 2025. And I found a viable replacement. I mean, granted, I did have the Pocket 3 for a while, and that's a great camera. But there's one thing that like I missed with the Pocket 3, and it's that shooting in shutter priority on a camera. If you're unfamiliar with what shooting in shutter priority is, you're able to maintain a set shutter speed and have the aperture and ISO be in auto, so that you can maintain proper like motion blur. Wait a minute, let's see how this is working here. By the way, I have this camera on auto exposure and auto ND. I guess that kind of gives it away that it does have a built-in ND filter, and it seems to be doing okay when the shade, standing in the shade with the bright light back there. But anyway, when you shoot in shutter priority, the aperture and the ISO are fluctuating and adjusting as needed to maintain proper exposure. The reason I like that is because I would much rather have the proper shutter speed, seeing as how I shoot in 24 frames per second, and have proper motion blur and not have the image look all jittery with the cranked shutter speed. But there hasn't been a camera since the ZV-1 that I felt like was like a good replacement for it, like a more modern replacement that shoots 10-bit. I can shoot in log, I can grade the footage, but it's still small enough to like stick in my pocket and travel with us. So the camera, you may have guessed, is the Canon PowerShot V1. And so far, I really like it. I did accessorize it a little bit by buying the JJC filter mount, so you can mount a 58mm filter. Since it does have a built-in ND filter, you don't need to put an ND filter on the front of it, but I like to shoot with a 1/4 mist filter just to cut some of that digital sharpness. And I just want to shoot this little video in the backyard, kind of talking about how the Canon PowerShot V1 I think is the replacement for the Sony ZV-1 that I've had for so many years. More videos to come with this camera, by the way, because I want to play around with the settings a little more, and I want to see how I can maximize the results I get out of it. Man, I do like how wide this is. It's just so much easier to shoot, because with that 16mm at the wide end, you don't have to like stick the camera way out in front of you. You can kind of hold it with your armband, and it looks wide enough. I think it looks pretty good. And also, I'm shooting with the built-in audio, a little wind muff on top of the camera. It is a little bit windy today, so it's a good test for that wind muff on the microphone. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to test other things on this. The video I have coming up with this camera and the Pocket 3 is comparing the color science and trying to match them so I can mix in footage from both of those cameras when we travel, because I think this camera and that camera are going to be like the 1-2 combo I have for vacations and stuff. I don't know if it has to be said in a video like this, but I did buy this camera with my own money. I bought all my cameras with my own money, and I think honestly that's how I'm able to give my frank, honest opinion on these things, because nothing is ever going to be sponsored. Never going to do an ad read sponsored video to get merchandise to review. It's just stuff I buy and use every day. But anyway, thanks for watching this little video testing the Canon PowerShot V1. First time using it actually. It was very easy to set up, as cameras like this usually are, and I think the image looks pretty good, but let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.